Now, I am a Delta Sigma Theta Soror. She is a Zeta Phi Beta Soror, but the number that we always have agreed on is green. Ingrid Woolfolk is the numbers girl. She has such an amazing story. She has such an amazing elevation from every single level of the financial world. She is our top instructor in New Wealth University. We are hand in foot, foot in hand, helping, leading, guiding. She's a beautiful woman of God. She has a beautiful son. And guess what? She is showing our sisters in corporate America literally how to do it all. And of the First Ladies of Financial Freedom, she is my first friend in the First Ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ingrid, you're here. You're supposed to be here in LA.
What? I will be here. I promise you, I'm flying there next time. I promise you, I'm going to be there.
You know, we are actually crazy enough to believe that we're going to create a whole bunch of billionaires.
We can.
Yeah,
we absolutely can.
We're absolutely crazy enough to believe that. And so I'm not running around here by myself talking about it. There is someone else who is just as crazy as I am, and she believes it too. And we're like, girl, we about to be billionaires. Oh, we about to make some more billionaires. So I'm so excited to have you here with our family talking about building wealth. So let's just jump right on into it. Ingrid, tell us how you got started. Your life is so varied, but tell us how you got started in the financial world.
I have been doing finances since I was 6. And I started at a babysitter's house. And it was always older people around, and many of them didn't have high school degrees, definitely not college or advanced degrees. And they would always ask me to add something up, count something, or validate what they had given either in a store or something that was happening at the house. And so my first recollection of entrepreneurship was through an aunt that had several jobs, and I didn't know what that word was at the time. But I now know that I actually grew up with a woman in her 80s, or actually she was in her 70s at the time, that had multiple streams of income. And it feels like my life is just full circle. So doing numbers since I was 6, MBA in quantitative analysis, corporate controller, interim CFO, but started in the kitchen of my aunt's house when I was 6. And so it's been an amazing full circle journey.
And just so people know, because we know doing numbers, you know, back in the day when we were growing up, you know, it was the racetrack, it was the all of that. So you were the bookie? Like, come on now.
And I didn't want to tell that part, but yes, I mean, you know, honestly, if child welfare services, I probably would have been picked up several times had they known. I was running numbers for the races. I was validating bets, calculating how much people had won, looking at the scratch sheet, watching the races and the horses with my uncle to see what numbers would come boxing straight. So yes, I still know all of those tricks and trades, and I'm the youngest bookie you'll ever meet.
Let me tell you, and now you apply all of that knowledge to the stock market. So you are a legal bookie today, and the child welfare people can't come get you now. It's too late. We grown and we love God and we're doing well. But no, that is so beautiful. So tell me this, how can people, because this is a question that comes up often, how can people do the corporate life and entrepreneurship at the same time? Because, you know, I was crazy. I just quit. This one got some sense. She kept her corporate job and built an entrepreneurial empire. How do we do that?
How can we not? So yeah, you are an anomaly, because most people can't just quit or be crazy enough to just walk away, right? Most people aren't as courageous as you were. But at this time in the economy, how can you not? Especially living in a virtual world where you can literally be in the US and in Singapore working 2 jobs and opportunities and freelancing simultaneously. This is the time, if not before, this is the time now to take advantage of that. So understanding that, of course, you don't want to have any conflicts of interest with what you do in the day, and you don't want to cheat your employer. I tell my clients, do not cheat. Don't work your side job, your side hustle, while you're supposed to be working the full-time job. That's cheating, because you wouldn't want anyone to do your business that way. But at the same time, there are opportunities for you to leverage skills, talents, passions. Even what you're getting paid to do every day could be streamlined into areas of streams opportunities, advancement outside of that. So you may not be able to go to bed at 9 o'clock. You may be working at 9 o'clock. You may not be able to sleep until 7 in the morning. You may have to take some clients. I've taken clients as early as 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, depending upon what coast they were on. I've worked until 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, depending upon what country they were in. So there are many ways to do it without sacrificing your day job. You have to find a way, and you have to understand that one stream of income, and Dr. Lynn, you say this all the time, is hazardous to your health. No, it's hazardous to your pockets, because right now gas is extremely high. So we may as well all just get a side job and work from home anyway, because nobody wants to drive their car. This is a time where you have to look deeply into yourself and really see what can you be making money off of that you either love or are already getting paid to do. There's so many opportunities are out there right now, and you just got to do it. It's not being lazy. Everybody want to go to the beach and hang out with their friends and do all those things. But when you're building wealth, there's a time for sacrifice and there's a time for satisfaction. And sacrifice has to come before satisfaction. And in order to live the life that we all want to live, you have to give up something in order to do that. And you will not regret it.
You know, you said something. There's two things. One, I don't know how courageous I was. You know, I often say, or they say, that God has a special place in his heart for babies and fools. Child, I was a baby fool. Honey, I just left. Okay. So it wasn't all that courageous. It was actually quite an anomaly. Let's just leave it at that. I do encourage people to stay on their jobs. Now, interestingly enough, if I had it to do all over again, I'd probably still do the same thing. For me in my walk, it was just my path, and that was it. And I learned from those mistakes, and I'm able to teach them. What I love about what you've done is showing people how to stay in there and do it and not suffer as much as I did. So I'm so thankful to you for that. The second thing that you said about grinding, you know, my husband is your childhood friend. So we really are family, like all the way around. And he said a lot of his friends have been reaching out to him saying, you know, sleeve, that's what they call, y'all call him sleeve. I'm like, I cannot call him sleeve,
Yes.
but I'm just
Yes,
going
they
to act
do.
like I'm participating in that process. Sleeve, we didn't see you at the club. Sleeve, we didn't see you at the party. Sleeve, we didn't see you at the, you know, whatever it was. And you know what he told them? Yeah, I know. And I didn't see you at the bank. I said, now, babe, why you got...
Now I'm going to use that one because I have not used that one, but he is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because in 10 years, you're going to see me at the club and the bank.
Come on now. Oh, see now, I
Because I'll
told
be able
y'all.
to do both.
Yes.
I'll be able to do both.
Yes, yes. You can do it all. You just can't do it all at the same time. And once you do the things in the order where you have capacity and where you have power, then eventually you see it all come together in harmony. And you are such a great example of that.
The biggest opportunity there is to really understand if there is a company that's paying you to do something well, then there's an opportunity for others to also do that.
Yeah.
Without creating a conflict of interest. I've been doing numbers all my life. So in my corporate controller role, I managed large corporations' dollars. Nothing stopped me from looking at nonprofits and small businesses that was never a competitor of my current employer. There are ways to really live the way you want to live without feeling confined and feeling like you're in a dead-end job. If you don't like the job, find something else outside of the job. Pay the bills, but build on the side so that maybe you can leave that opportunity. It's just not one way to do this.
Yeah, no, you have figured the way out. I tell people, keep that job, keep your 401k, keep the benefits, keep the tuition reimbursement, keep the knowledge.
The knowledge. Yes.
I mean, I was in corporate America. What I learned, you know, I worked directly for Tashonda Duckett. She is like superwoman, Batgirl, like she is thebomb.com. So there's a lot to be learned, and you are teaching so many people. I'm going to ask you this question. It's a two-part, and I'm going to, this is, I think, where we really can gain some insight from you, because I've watched you for so many years, and I've watched you do it all well. You know, when I want to rest, I just go lay down. When you want to rest, you go to the spa, you take a trip. I'm like, I don't even have the energy to get up to go get out the house to make it happen. So tell me this, how do you balance your productive schedule and mental health? And what's next for Ingrid LaVon?
Oh gosh. So The mental health and the balance for work has been a journey. I was also the one that didn't want to take the time. I burned both ends of the candle. I worked 20 hours in a day. I neglected my family. I have a son that needed my attention. I neglected him. I didn't go to school events. I wanted to do parent teacher conference over the phone. Like, I've done all the things that you probably shouldn't do as a parent and a wife. And then when you have a death in the family, somebody that's really close to you, it just almost, it shakes you to your core, and you then really start to reevaluate where you are and where you want to go. And the path that I was going down, and I started to see so many people with heart disease and stress levels and, what is it now? High performing depression. Maybe I was actually in that space a few years ago. I'm not sure, but what I do know is I one day just was exhausted, and not exhausted physically. I couldn't think. I couldn't remember a few things that I would normally remember. And I said, this is not like me. And so I slept. I slept for 3 days. I woke up, I took time off work, I slept, I woke up, I ate, I went back. And I said, this is not normal either, right? You can't work until you have to sleep for 3 days straight. And I just made a decision. So I'm very structured. I need a structure, which is why I'm still in corporate. I need somebody to kind of tell me where to go and what to do. And when I do that, then I do it well. Don't give me a lot of time, because then I may be off doing nothing at all. So I decided that I'm going to put me first. And the first step in that was having a conversation with the family saying, I'm not going to be able to do the things that I used to do for you.
Yeah.
All those things that you thought I should have been doing or was doing because just showing up that way, I'm not doing it anymore. And so I put a schedule together. I said, I'm going to the spa once a month. Every single day, I take 30 minutes to sit in quiet. Every single day, including weekends, I pick a certain time of day to sit in quiet. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's centered me. And that's when I really started to have different conversations with myself. Like, okay, so now it's the 30 minutes of quiet time. Maybe it's the spa, maybe it's friends, maybe it's flying to LA and land on Dr. Lynn's couch, which I do very well.
Yes, you do. I came downstairs, you had on your pajamas. I was
I
like,
do that very well.
Okay, welcome
but
home.
I prioritize that, and I said I'm first, because what I did realize is when I stopped doing those things for everyone else, they were scrambling. And so I was enabling bad behavior, and I didn't even know it. They were so accustomed to me doing everything for them and me that when I stopped, nothing was getting done. I said, well, this is not healthy. And so now we are all in a groove where my family and my husband and my son, they all understand that I am putting myself first. It is a priority. It's non-negotiable. There are certain things during the day and the month that I will do, and it doesn't matter what else is happening. And I'm also saying no quite a bit. I'm saying no a lot more than I used to. But I don't want to walk around with this stress that I had. And I mean, my hair was coming out. It was just different things that I noticed that were not natural. And it was all really centered around me not taking care of myself the way that I should.
Yeah, yeah. And so what's next for you? What's happening? What's on the horizon? And we
What's
actually kind of
next?
really don't know, because Ephesians 3:20 says God will bless you exceedingly and abundantly more than you can ever ask or imagine, according to his power at work in
His
you. The power
power,
is working
his
in you. So we
power.
don't know, but what do you think?
Well, it's funny because how I'm living and the things that I'm doing now is nothing that I imagined. So I know that word is real
Yeah.
because I'm living in the unknown. But what I do know is I'm always up to a challenge. So this 50-year-old girl starts Berkeley Law and Executive Education on March 14th with a certification in environmental, social, and governance law. I am going to be helping companies and the communities really understand how the environment and climate and social issues impact our people and our children. I'm hoping to be one of the first Black females to lead in that space. That's what I do know. But I don't know what's happening next. I'm going to invest in that. I'm going to keep building. I'm going to keep working with New Wealth University and introducing new ideas and concepts, developing strategies to just help people, but help my people that look like me. I'm more unapologetic about that. I used to hide behind, corporate and strategies and saying I have to help all people. I'm not apologizing for wanting to help people that look like me anymore. So everything that I've learned, everything that I have, every breath that I breathe will be to help people, all people, but specifically things that I know hurting our people, I am going to turn that around.
Well, you are definitely the epitome of what it means to be one of our first ladies of financial freedom. This mission that we have been on together, each in our own lane, but also moving towards the same goal. And you are shining very bright. And so many families, so many women, so many husbands, so many single people, period. Either way, you're an author, you've written several books. All of our students get your books in New Wealth University, and we thank you for that, because you don't have to do it. And it's a blessing. It's really just a blessing to learn from you, and it's more of a blessing to see you shine and see you thrive. So we're building wealth. I know you're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere, and I cannot wait to see you, my sister. What, in a couple of weeks?
In a couple weeks.
Love you, girl. Thank you so much. We're building wealth. You're beautiful. I love you. Talk to you next time.
Love you too.
Bye.